Okay, so this one is basically the same as the other, but I did this one in Premier+2 Ultra. Um, it can also be done in Premier+ Ultra. There's a couple of little minor differences, but it can be done in either one. The difference between the other one I did using my Sonnet is the movement between the multiple modules. So this one's just a little bit different. So we're going to use the modify module to add a border. We're going to change some properties. We're going to use the snipping tool. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to do this using Premier+2 Ultra because I do not have Premier+ on my laptop that has my recording software. So it's going to be, I'm going to do it as if it is Premier+ Ultra and not Premier+2. You'll see the difference here in a minute. So I have the word testing in here, and I used Rosita. It doesn't matter what you're using, 30 millimeters, and I hit apply. So I now have this, but I need to take this and bring it over to the modify module. So I'm going to go home, and I'm going to go copy. So I've copied it. I'm going to open up the modify module, which is those little scissors that are down here. When I try and do paste, it's going to give me an error because it needs to fix it as stitches, which is okay. We're just going to do yes. And now I need to create that border that we want to use. So I'm going to go to border. Now in the My Sonnet and the Premier+2, they have this thing called border embroider, which automatically will create my outside border, but you don't have that in the regular Premier+. So I'm just going to go to border line, which you do have. And then I'm going to do, you can do either freehand point borderline or freehand tablet, whichever one works for you. I'm just going to use the freehand, and I'm going to just draw. And make it come to the beginning. I'm going to hit create external border. Oop, I didn't want the B satin, so I'm going to undo that. And I'm going to choose stitch type as being a triple stitch because I need it to be heavy enough that I'm going to be able to see it when I get ready to do freehand point tablet. Again, just use my mouse to drag. Bring it up to the beginning. Create external border. So I now have that. So now I need to do a couple of different things. I need to get a measurement. And a couple of other things. I'm going to go to the View tab. I'm going to hide the red color because I don't care about the red. I'm going to hide my commands by just selecting on it so it gets rid of that color stop there. And then I'm going to do, this is set up for 5 millimeters. So I can actually go in here and count across. So I've got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, so I could count that, or I could actually know that this is the 150 by 150 hoop. So if it's the 150, that's 10, and that's 10. So 150 minus 20 is going to be 130. So that's what I need to make my background for. So I'm going to do a couple of different things here. I'm going to hide my grid so I can't see it. And I'm going to click outside of the stitch area. I'm going to click out here so that there's no extra boxes. Then remember the snipping tool, that's all part of Windows. We're going to use the snipping tool, and I'm going to do, just pretend that's not there. We're going to do new, and I'm going to click, hold, and drag a box around that area because I only care about that blue. Then I'm going to do copy, and then I'm going to close that out. I'm not going to save it. I'm going to then open up, oops, I didn't want to do that. Now I'm going to open up Create. So I'm going to go to Create, which is the little flower down there. I'm going to pick on Load a Picture into the paint window, and I'm going to do Next. I'm going to paste my picture that I just copied from the other, and I'm going to do Next. And then I'm going to go, and I need to get this as close as possible. So I'm going to drag that in so it's right there at the edge. And I've got that outside edge, and I'm going to do next. So I'm going to click on enter design size because I know how large this needs to be. I do enter design size, and I said it was going to be about 130. I made sure width is chosen, and I'm going to do next. I only need 2 colors. I don't need all those excess colors. And do finish. And there is my drawing that I want to use. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to do quick create. I'm going to change my pattern fill to a crosshatch. And I can leave this as a running stitch, or I could leave it with nothing. I could do whatever. If you watch the other video, I think I did nothing on the first one, then changed it up. So I'm going to do no border line on my first one, quick stitch, and I should be able to slide my mouse. Oops. So sliding my mouse so that I end up with the tolerance going around the outside edge. And you have to make sure when you did that drawing that those things are overlapping here. So I'm going to do OK. So there's my crosshatch. I'm going to do a right mouse button. And I'm going to change that so it's like a 5, so it's fairly close together. I'm going to do crosshatch fill. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to do a copy, right mouse, copy. And then I'm going to do a paste. If you do duplicate, it offsets the second drawing, and I don't want it to do that. I want it to be right on top. So I'm going to do paste. Then I'm going to come in here, right mouse button, and I could go in and do properties. It's already at 5, and this time I want it to be square because I want it to go the other direction. And I actually want to triple stitch around the outside edge of it. And I'm going to do OK. And now I've got my crosshatch that I'm going to use behind the wording. I need to go home. I need to click on the down arrow underneath copy. I'm going to do copy embroidery. Don't do copy embroidery. And then I'm going to go back to the main module and I'm going to do paste. And there it is. So now what I need to do is get the blue so it sews first and not second. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to do layout order, and I'm going to say move to the back, and there it is. And that's all there is to it. Hope that works.